Without so much as a warning, life hangs in the balance. Human endeavor turns to chaos. And within seconds, nothing will ever be the same. Ever. Coming up, we're going to show you some of the most incredible moments of destruction ever captured on camera. From a race car crushed into oblivion with the driver stuck inside, to the most destructive industrial explosions in American history. Strap in, take a deep breath, because this is Destroyed in Seconds. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, 1991. This city of 3.5 million has been reduced to ruins by an act of terrorism.
The EPRDF says this was a deliberate act of sabotage. It's a graphic reminder that
life had been returning to normal, but now terror has struck again.
It started at 4:30 a.m. with a massive explosion. Outside the Ethiopian capital, anti-government rebels have lobbed grenades into the ammunition depot. Artillery stockpiles are set off, shooting skyward and touching down across the city, causing a deadly chain of explosions. The smoke is so thick that it obscures many of the secondary explosions. As day dawns, rocks, masonry, and chunks of metal rain down upon the thousands who flee the city center. Hindered by fire and debris, emergency workers are unable to reach many of the countless wounded. Apartments, offices, and 5,000 homes are destroyed. More than 100 people are dead. 3 days after the initial explosion, the city still smolders. For now, quiet has returned to Addis Ababa, but in this volatile political landscape, the question is always, for how long?
despite the relative calm of the past few days, the situation here is still very volatile.
Here comes your leader out of turn 4.
Hagerstown Speedway, Maryland. On the racetrack, drivers say rubbin is racing, and a bump, nudge, or push often ends a driver's chance of being in the winner's circle.
And we got a car crashing on the backstretch.
But no one ever thinks that a little shove on the track could turn a race car into something like this. Earlier in the day, the race gets underway. 11 drivers are competing on the half-mile track in a 30-lap race. Drivers are neck and neck for the top 3 spots. The 19 car gets a lucky break and passes the 41 car, knocking him into 4th place.
Hazel out front. Car number 19, Gary Stuller, moving to the outside into 2nd place.
In a desperate move, the 41 car takes the turn tight and steals the 3rd spot from the number 5 car. But the 81 car is closing fast. The driver of the 41 car tries to keep him from taking his position.
On the back straightaway. Here comes your leader out of turn 4.
11 stock car drivers race fender to fender at the Hagerstown Speedway for what is scheduled to be a 30-lap race.
Car number 19, Gary Stuller, moving to the outside into 2nd place.
The 41 car is desperately defending his 3rd place position against the 81 car, but he is closing in fast.
Back straightaway! A terrible crash on the back straightaway!
The 81 car moves towards the outside. The number 1 car clips his right rear fender, sending him into the corner of the guardrail. What's left of the 3,400-pound car flips back onto the track, only to be slammed by an oncoming car.
Everybody stand back and let the qualified push personnel, get in there. Everybody stand back.
Within seconds, emergency crews are on the scene. The vehicle is completely destroyed. Trapped within the mangled metal is the driver. Rescuers work feverishly, tearing away at the vehicle to create an access point to the driver.
Get it out of the car! Get it out of the I don't care, get it out of the car!
After a meticulous and painstaking rescue, the driver is pulled out and taken to the hospital.
Car 41, Jack Bland, smashed into that retaining wall in the back straightaway.
Despite the severe impact of the high-speed crash, the driver suffered only a broken leg. Since the accident, the entryway into the track has been closed off, preventing an accident like this from ever happening again.
Back straightaway! A terrible crash on the back straightaway!
Paris, France, June 9th, 1989. The first day of the Paris Air Show. Countries from all over the world are showcasing their state-of-the-art military aircraft. The Soviet Union has brought in their latest crown jewel, the MiG-29 jet fighter. The government is extremely proud of this technological achievement. And they're ready to show off its high-tech performance. The jet rips down the runway at 165 miles per hour. Within seconds, the MiG-29 enters a vertical climb, and the pilot executes an aerobatic loop. Just as the pilot is about to perform his next maneuver, the jet suddenly veers off course. 500 feet above the ground, an explosion erupts from the engine. The pilot desperately tries to maintain control, but the plane has lost power and slips into a nosedive. 2 seconds before impact, the pilot ejects with a force of 20 Gs. Emergency crews scramble and immediately attend to the pilot. Despite being shot out horizontally and hitting the ground before his parachute can completely deploy, he's alive and taken to the hospital. The likely cause of the accident? A bird sucked into the right engine. The pilot suffered only a bruised stomach and a black eye when he bailed out of this doomed $15 million jet fighter. San Francisco, California. 3 inches of rainfall in a 24-hour period. The water pressure is too much for the sewer system to handle. It explodes. Sewer water liquefies the sandy ground, creating an 8,000 square foot sinkhole in the middle of these multi-million-dollar mansions. The people who live there grab what they can carry and flee. Just after sunrise, the landmark 80-year-old mansion gives in to the forces of nature. Just seconds before the giant hole in the ground claims the house, the floor falls away, dumping everything inside into the water-filled pit. Luckily, the occupants get out alive. Then, the sinkhole sucks away a wall from a neighboring home. In the months that follow, investigators find that a partially lowered gate at the end of the underground sewer system caused water pressure to build up. That caused an explosion of water which created the giant sinkhole. More than a dozen years later, the sinkhole is gone, and all that remains is this vacant lot. And as of today, there are still no plans to rebuild on the site. 6 surveillance cameras roll at a restaurant on an average day in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. 2 ladies catch up in the parking lot, while in the background an SUV makes its way to the main road. Inside the diner, customers enjoy a break. It's business as usual. Different cameras show patrons eating their food and busy employees working on the next order. And while the man in this booth reads up on the latest news, something grabs his attention. Outside, this SUV is about to turn left onto the main road when an oncoming driver blacks out at the wheel. Still unconscious, but with a foot on the gas, the driver veers straight for the diner. As the minivan busts through the wall, the impact rams the booth and the man into the counter. Despite the severity of the impact, the man is shaken, but not enough to forget about his cap. The man in the booth receives only minor cuts and bruises, and the driver of the minivan escapes injury, thanks to being limp and unconscious throughout this entire accident.
What is your emergency?
A bulldozer levels a building in Granby, Colorado. Then another. And another. It's part of a meticulously planned citywide demolition project.
The bulldozer went crazy.
But this plan wasn't put together by city engineers or construction workers.
Just received a 911 call reporting that there is an out-of-control bulldozer.
It's the brainchild of an angry man with a grudge against a lot of local people and businesses.
They can't tell who's driving it, but there is someone inside.
The man inside this armor-plated bulldozer is Marv Heemeyer. As horrified townspeople run for their lives, Heemeyer wrecks buildings and vehicles one after another.
So we do have a dozer that's completely armored and it is tearing down buildings.
And he's ready to take on sheriff's deputies or anybody else who stands in his way.
It's a bad situation, guys. We might need SWAT team.
Heemeyer's an accomplished welder who spent a lot of time inside a secret workshop.
Yeah, it's all encased in metal, and you can't see who's driving or anything.
There, he outfitted the dozer with 2 sheets of half-inch steel plating, with a layer of concrete in between.
What type do you need?
It's the biggest armor-piercing ammunition he has.
On this day, he seals himself in and takes off on a violent ride.
Pier 43, we've had automatic weapon fire come from the bulldozer.
Inside his cockpit, 2 assault rifles, lots of ammo, and video monitors to help him see where he's going.
I can't. He's on a dozer. Liberty Savings and West Star evacuated. Let's get all the Granby Town Hall. Start evacuating everything over that way. We need to get everybody out of the main camp. Evacuate down Park. Here he comes.
A bank, a hardware store, a concrete factory, even the town hall, and especially the police department. The one thing all of those places have in common, Heemeyer feels he has been wronged by these businesses or the people who own them. He even exacts revenge on the home of the town's former mayor.
He does have armor-piercing weaponry.
Deputies and SWAT teams try everything. But even armor-piercing bullets can't penetrate Marv Heemeyer's homemade metal and concrete shield.
Jasper now. If you want to try to box him in.
At one point, a heavy equipment operator decides to put a stop to the carnage. He climbs behind the wheel of his front-end loader and gets set to take on the armored bulldozer. But quickly, the operator finds himself in an industrial-sized game of chicken. Heemeyer speeds ahead, aiming directly for the blockage. Realizing his intentions, the loader attempts to flee, but the armored dozer gives chase. Ramming the tractor off its path, it steams ahead to its next target. Authorities seize the narrow opportunity, using the front loader truck to block the dozer in. The civilian operator hurries to safety. Forced to continue ahead, Heemeyer pushes his creation to the limit. The bulldozer grinds to a halt under the rubble of a steel building. Its engine has called it quits. As authorities try to get into the cab of his homemade tank, Marv Heemeyer takes his own life. It takes officers several hours and a cutting torch to finally get inside the cab. None of the townspeople are hurt, but the price tag on this rampage is about $7 million. A Texas state trooper pulls this driver over and proceeds to issue her a speeding ticket while her passenger remains in the car.
Afternoon, Texas Highway Patrol. Can you step on back here to the rear, please?
Just inches away from them, traffic is roaring by.
Let me get you to come on over here. Let's get off the side of the road, out of the way of that traffic there, so neither one of us get run over. Ma'am, the reading for your stop today is for your speed. You're traveling a little bit too fast.
The officer proceeds to his patrol car to run this woman's information. And after a few minutes, he returns.
Let me get you to come on over here, man. If you're up here and anybody hits the back of my patrol car, there's a good chance you're going to get caught somewhere in between that car and your car. I don't want that to happen to you.
For this Texas lawman, it's all business and all about safety.
See? Just like that.
The immense impact launches the van onto two wheels, seemingly defying the laws of physics by not flipping over. The driver then pulls over to the side of the road. The woman is unharmed. The woman's passenger will be hospitalized. Her car is totaled, but there is one piece of good news.
Is this a rental car?
Yes, it is.
See? Just like that.
What you're looking at is the biggest industrial disaster in American history. Almost 600 people are dead. 2,000 more are homeless. 500 homes have collapsed, and 1,100 cars are destroyed. This destruction all traces back to a small fire on a docked ship. April 16th, 1947, Texas City, Texas. A fire has erupted on the ship SS Grand Camp and threatens to ignite 2,300 tons of the highly flammable chemical fertilizer ammonium nitrate stowed inside the cargo hold. The crew tries to extinguish the flames, but has little effect, and the fire continues to grow. The local fire department of 27 volunteers arrives and attacks the blaze. But the flames are relentless. The firemen are unaware of how critical the situation has become, and scores of curious onlookers are seen only a few yards from the inferno. Then, the ammonium nitrate ignites. Two explosions, seconds apart, detonate with the energy release of 21,000 tons of TNT, equal to the atomic bomb dropped on Nagasaki, Japan. Emergency crews and firemen from across the state arrive to help. Much of the town is on fire, and hundreds are in need of medical treatment. By nightfall, the volatile situation takes a turn for the worse. A freighter, also loaded with ammonium nitrate, has caught on fire. Firefighters risk their lives to douse the flames, knowing another major explosion could detonate at any moment. The following day, most of the fire has burnt itself out, and debris strewn across the city shows the raw power behind the blasts. A barge now sits in a parking lot 200 feet away from the water. Cars in the lot resemble a junkyard. An airplane that was knocked out of the sky in mid-flight lies in pieces. Every house within a 1-mile radius has collapsed. Property damage was estimated in the hundreds of millions. 581 people died as a result of these blasts, and hundreds more were injured. To help put these explosions in perspective, the force of the blasts were 850 times stronger than the bomb that destroyed the federal building in Oklahoma City, a bomb which was largely composed of ammonium nitrate. This was Destroyed in Seconds. I'm Ron Pitts, and we'll see you next time.